Hi guys, just thought I'd do a quick video on showing you what I'm thinking of doing to set up my new aquarium. Now my new aquarium is, please excuse the mess, it's going to be built in this wall. It's meant to be there 8 years ago now, but that's where it's going to be built. I'm going to do the ironwork and everything soon. That unit is going to be for sale. And I should probably sell my small aquarium as well. But basically, this is what I'm thinking of going along the line of. So to start my aquarium off, I'm going to want to put all the fish and existing stock that I already have into that aquarium. Now the aquarium is going to be 740 litres. It's going to have a 200 litre sump, and I'm going to use a colonising bacteria. So I'm going to start off by using the Microbacter 7. Now to enliven that bacteria, I'm going to use the Fast Start M from Brightwell. As soon as I've used that, it will literally be a capful out of the bottle because it goes so far, according to what it says on the instructions. I've never used it before, but this is what I'm thinking, this is what I've set out for. So I've got my salt ready, ready to go in there. I've got my lagoon substrate for my mangroves for the sump. I've got my refractometer calibration fluid, and I've got my media. So I've got my Microbacter filtration media, I've got my export cubes, and I've got my nitrate removal cubes. I'm not sure what I'm going to run yet in regards to phosphate control. Now the Catalyst seems a mega expensive product, but it's a balanced product. So what its promise is that if you use that product, it will keep phosphates at levels that it needs to be between 0.01 and 0.02 at that balanced level. So it's expensive for a reason, I'm guessing, but the inexpensive GFO, which is replaceable in a bag, or actually this stuff's really good in a reactor, or a vessel of some kind with passing water. So I am thinking about going with that because I think I'd rather monitor it myself and just stick to using GFO, and then I'll obviously use like the Agent Greens or the phosphate R2 to get it down. Now there is a product that's regenerating, but I'm not going to go into that now, it's too complex. So I'm really going to have to do a proper decent video on that one. But anyway, I'm just going to go through what I have. I'm going 6-part dosing, 3 main stage. So I've got a choice of liquid or powder. Now it's easy for me to say, oh, you know, I'll just go straight onto the liquid. But due to the volume of water in the aquarium, I think realistically buying the liquids is going to be sort of up to a 400 litre aquarium tops, you know, unless you're buying 5 litre things, but that's going to cost lots of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the powders. Now these are all the same, so you've got magnesium in powder form, but this magnesium here will probably make about 20 of those bottles. I've got the Reef Code A and the Reef Code B in both forms as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the powders. I'm going to mix them up myself, and I'm going to put them into my dosing chambers. That's going to be my 3-part major dosing. So that's my alkalinity, my calcium and my magnesium. I've got 3 spare dosing channels, to which I'm going to do a slow run with a couple of drips over a week, because I'm not going to test for anything, but the only thing I'm going to test is obviously the 3-part there. There is another option as well, actually, the Elemental. I could use that all in one, manually dose on RO top up. The only problem with that is I don't feel that I'm going to get a massive balance. Maybe if you're just venturing out into LPS from a softy tank and you've still got quite high nutrients, maybe that's a thing to go for there. But I strongly think if you go for these parts, it's going to be the way forward. So anyway, I'm also going to address the trace elements, so I'm going to be supporting that as well. So this, unfortunately, only does come in bottle form at the moment. So that will literally have a line straight out. I'll take the cap off straight into the bottle. But the best thing about them, you don't have to refrigerate any of this product at all. until, let's go for example, their version of reeferoids and things like that. You don't have to refrigerate it until it's mixed. So one tiny little spoon, like in your Salifert test kit, will produce 250 ml of feed in a bottle. That's, you know, like half of one of these bottles. It's a huge amount with one tiny spoon. It'll last forever. But I'm also going to dose these vitamins. Now, I was sceptical between doing these two and the coral colour. I was going to do the coral colour, but reading it looks heavily complex and I can't get my head around exactly how it works just yet. I'm quite tired, so I've just put this together quick just to show people, you know, what sort of things, if you're starting a new aquarium up, what would be a good option to go for, in my opinion. So there we go. You've got the three-part dosing, you've got your trace elements, and you've got 2 forms of vitamins. Now, that in itself is a stable aquarium. You've got your salt, you're going to monitor your salt levels, you're going to do your 10% water changes, as well as your dosing, right? The dosing is literally to keep up on your demand. So you're setting a new aquarium up, you probably won't even use, you probably use less than 1 ml a day of each of these until you start getting stocked up. So let's go, for example, in the shop I've got that big bay full of LPS. That'll be pulling this stuff out like there's no tomorrow. So you slowly build up and you ramp it up as you go. Now, I'm quite excited to set this aquarium up. I am going to do video blogs on it so everybody can see, you know, how it goes, where it's going, and sort of a sort of weekly video, if you like, as to what I've added to it. I mean, I've been doing it for 8 years, but I'm going to get there. So maybe someone wants to buy this unit at some point. I have sold the aquarium off of it because I didn't like it. It was then done in 8mm glass, straight from Maidenhead Aquatics. Now, I worked out the linear load on it, and 8mm ain't cutting it. So I was going to do it in 10mm, and I was going to go an extra 6 or 7 inches higher with it, but I decided I don't want to do that now. I want to take up the whole wall, so it's going to be a big boy. And this is what I've chosen to go with. So yeah, some good products. Going to get some MP40s going on there. Maybe an MP10 bottom rear, just to get rid of some slow spots maybe. Because I'm going very minimal live rock. The reason I'm doing that is because I've gone for the microbact filtration medium. Now this is the equivalent, it's 77,000 cubic feet, tells you on there somewhere. No, 7,500 square feet of coverage for bacterial process. So that there is the equivalent of a hell of a lot of live rock. Now, it's the same with the BioPures and the blocks. There's a huge misconception about it. I've done a lot of research on the BioPure and the Marine Pure and the Brightwell blocks and the Continuum blocks. Now, these biological blocks, they are not designed to last forever. Everyone seems to think that, oh, you'll get one of those, you'll have the best colonised aquarium ever, it will keep up with demand, fish won't die because the demand's so good, and you know, there's all these things going around, and the blocks sort of remove themselves, they disappear, they melt basically. The reason they do this is because they do expire. They're not a forever lasting media. The reason I've gone with these ones rather than the blocks is because I feel if one of the big blocks breaks down in my sump, I don't want that clogging my pump. So what I'm going to do is this one here is going to be in a net bag in my sump, and it is going to be directly under the ring course of the filter socks. So that's another set of filter socks as well, because I'm having an acrylic sump designed for me, to which will soon be on the website. So hopefully I can get you guys interested in those as well. But yeah, it's going to be a journey. I'm going to do some videos on it for you guys to follow. I'm open to suggestions as well. I have got reactor medias in as well, but I'm not too keen on those, if I'm honest. Dosing seems the easy option for me. So I'm not sure what lights I'm going to go with either yet. I've got a brand new set of Viper Spectra here. Now these are pretty stock lights, but these are the new gens. And they're quite, I'll tell you what, I'm quite impressed with them if I'm honest. They're a bit like the Mars Aquas. It's basically a black box with programming and some extras in. And they're a little bit better now that they've got the ultraviolets in as from the old model. I'm probably going to sell those if I'm honest. They're sort of what a customer had for a number of weeks, and then they closed their tank down unfortunately, so I've took them back. And I was hoping that I was going to have 3 sets of them there, but I'm not too sure you can have 3 linked together, so I'm probably going to go down the route of one Luminaire 900, obviously so I can get my controllability and pop my colours as and when I want to show corals off. And I'm thinking 2 360s either side, Kessel spectral controller, and run that on the input to the Luminaire 900s as well via Apex Neptune. Not 100% sure yet what way I'm going to go with that. I may not bother, I may just go with 2 sets of 900s and bank them together and make do with that, because I really don't think lighting is the crucial fact of keeping a reef tank. There's so many options out there now, you know, they're all going to be close, they're all going to be in competition with each other. You know, I'd love the Orphec version 4s, the Atlantics, but I just can't afford that, so unfortunately I can't have them, so I'm going to have to stick with something basic. Maybe I'll sell my lights off and buy some new ones with what I make from all of the lights that I'm going to be selling. So there you go guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I'd like it if you could all follow me on YouTube, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers guys.